Yup, it's official. Florentino Perez and Real Madrid cannot afford, the transfer clause for Saliba, man. They are broke. All this talk about Barcelona being broke was true, but guess what? Real Madrid was hiding in it, gaslighting in it, because they are also broke. That whole league is broke. Why do you think they send those rejects like Anthony to La Liga and they perform? Because they can't actually go out and make a proper signing, lads. And Real Madrid is falling closer and closer to being broke because they are trying to do what they've done with Trent, what they've done with Mbappe. They plant a seed, they offer bogus money that they know is going to get rejected, and then they get them for free because they can't afford the transfer clause, and they are sitting in dead weight of weekly wages where they're paying everybody an astronomical amount of wages while they have spent a lot of money on not only, building the team, wage structure, renovations on the stadium. They were supposed to have all these tours and they're all canceling on them. So all these concerts aren't even happening. They made all these adjustments to the stadium in order to have all that going on. But this is the truth. William Saliba, he says, and, in order to make sure he doesn't leave on a free like Trent Alexander-Arnold, Andrea Berta, shout out the man, is making initial talks already, even though he's under contract for a couple more years at Arsenal. They want to make sure he doesn't leave for free, and they want to extend him long term. Bravo. And, it came out Real Madrid are not willing to spend 100 million for a center back, even if it's a star like Saliba or Kanate. They even said no to Huijsen, Bournemouth center back, who has a transfer clause fee for around 58 million, depending on what currency you're using. They've said no to him as well, which would be great business considering how young he is. He's Spanish. Real Madrid lack a lot of Spanish internationals on their team. If you really take a look at the team, you only have really Carvajal. And Carvajal at the moment, you're bringing in Trent Alexander-Arnold, who's English, on a free, to take over that spot. So, and then you could say Asensio, but Asensio is his first year starting. So instead of having a all Spanish, center back pairing with Asensio and Huijsen for the future, they said no, we want a free player. They want to aim to get free players, and that's why they're planting the seed for Saliba, showing interest. Being in his ear, don't extend, come to Madrid for free. Don't extend, come to Madrid for free. But the thing is, William Saliba is actually quite happy at the club at Arsenal. He doesn't want that big change. All that Arsenal really needs to do is win something big. And somebody's gonna come in and troll, rage bait, and say, oh, Arsenal's the Netflix FC, man. But the thing is, if they properly actually back the club, right, and bring in a striker, bring in, an amount of players, they can actually do well. They were unlucky against PSG, I will say that. You have Martinelli missing multiple key chances, Trossard missing in the first leg, you've got Saka missing a sitter, you've got Odegaard missing and not shooting. These things need to change. And Arsenal, genuinely, if they were healthy, I believe they'd be in the Champions League final, and they would be, at least still in a race against Liverpool. Maybe not win it, but they would still be in the race, and Liverpool wouldn't have won it mathematically. So, to me, Saliba, he's going to stay, because for one, you're going to get more money at Arsenal, considering Real Madrid's financial status. And Real Madrid, they're going to have to cope with that financial status, because if Saliba's looking at them not being able to make any signings aside from free agent signings, how are they going to come back and win trophies, considering, their team is super unbalanced. They've got 3 left wingers up front, tons of problems in defense. He's going to only fix so much. Bringing in Saliba fixes your long-term center back problem, but not your fullbacks. Trent Alexander-Arnold, man, he's not great at defending. Great attacker as a defender, but not a great defender. He's got a great hit on the ball. Left back, you got Mendy, unreliable when it comes to his health. That's the sad truth at Real Madrid at the moment. They are broke, but Arsenal will be spending more than Real Madrid. And if you check previous years, Arsenal are investing more into the club than Real Madrid. And obviously the owners for Arsenal, they are, businessmen, business moguls. They are out here in real estate, NFL, NBA. They've got money everywhere. They're not going to get broke anytime soon. And, they know that Arsenal's their cash cow for all their other investments. But Arsenal needs to win something in order to keep that cash cow flowing. And they know it. And that's why they're investing now the money into the club. But anyways, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more videos. Leave a comment down below. Do you think Real Madrid is broke? Personally, I do, because they are not going to be spending any sort of transfer fee in the near future. Book that.